Hi there, it's Lynn from Tinker Tarot. I am here to do Aries Live for the end of February, beginning of March. And I want to say good morning to everyone from Canada. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? We don't really say y'all up in Canada, but I just like saying it. So I'm just going to do a quick smudge here. Woo! Ha! Quick smudge. And just clear all my energy here. Just wash any yucky stuff off. Good morning. It's morning here. And nice to see you out there. Wash my cards off. Get some good energy in there. Kind of had a funny start to my day already. It's just been kind of weird as far as communication goes anyway. So, my glasses too. I like to smudge my glasses because that's part of my sight that I use. So, good morning, Mark. How you doing? Where are you from, Mark? I'm using the Druid Craft Tarot. Love the images on these. They come with just a little book. There's not really a really grand book. Alberta! Hi! How you doing? Canadian. We love each other very much. So for you, it's real early morning, eh? Hi, Paula. How you doing? So what I'm going to do is I do the reading first. And for all the Aries out there that are watching. And after the reading, I take a couple of questions before I sign off. I do have a personal reading at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, so I can't lollygag too much. Why does it say it's 2:53? Because it's 9:13 here. It says it's 3 minutes. That's how tech savvy I am. 7:13, Mark. Oh my goodness. Hi, Elaine from New York City. Good morning. We're on the same time zone. Never been to New York City, you know. The Druid Craft Tarot. Yeah, they're real beautiful. And the other thing, too, is they're really large. Like, if you look at the size of my hand, they're almost the full size of my hand. And I really like that because you have to focus on what you're doing with the cards. They're hard to shuffle on purpose. It means you can't be looking around and thinking about Uncle Bob or whatever, you know. You really need to focus in on what you're doing. So that's really good. Hi, Eloise. How you doing? Hello, Alice. Ireland. Oh, I'm so glad to have you. Yes, I love a large deck because I find it helps people because they're so focused, especially when you're doing personal readings in person. Because people are so focused on the cards, they're delving in back here, that subconscious, to the real stuff. Because sometimes the surface stuff is not what you really need to get at, you know, for me anyway. I'm an ex-counselor, so there's just, you're always looking for the root, the source, you know. Luminous Void has huge cards. Oh, really? Huh. I've never seen those. I don't use any, I don't like to use anything with skulls or anything negative looking on them, you know, like I'm not a skull person, you know, skulls are fashion now. I've never been really a skull person, but and they may not be at that at all, but just the name Luminous Void, never even heard that. I'm gonna have to look them up now. I'm curious. There's one deck I would love to have if anyone knows how to get a hold of it, and it's called the Roland Buckland Gypsy Tarot. I want that deck. I want that deck, but I can't find it. So I'm going to keep looking. So anyway, let's get some energy in here for my Aries, all right? Whew. All right. What are the messages for Aries? End of February, beginning of March, 2019. Aries. Just coming into our third month. Just coming in. Spring is only like 28 days away. So happy. First day of spring, the equinox. The equinox, actually, I want to call attention to that. The equinox is a really good time to do any sort of ceremony, to write your intentions and put them out there, even burn them in a fire. It's a very powerful time. So it's a really, really, if you're working on something, maybe you have unfinished business with someone and you want to write to them, this card wants to come out. Four of Swords. Huh. A time of contemplation. Four of Swords is a pause. Fours are pauses to have a look, to sort of assess how it's been going so far. And is this really what I want? You know, a pause before you carry on. It's kind of a check-in, you know. It's a check-in, and it's about really some deep thought about if you're going in the right direction or not. Okay, it's a pause. You know, he's very comfortable. He's not uptight at all about, you know, giving this some thought first. It's very mature, very wise to do this. This is a wise move for anyone to take a pause, you know, to just think, is this what I thought it was going to be? Is this what I thought it was going to be? Is it still what I want? You know? Doing that. Sometimes we can fantasize something into it being something that it's not, you know, and we have all kinds of visions about, oh, how wonderful it will be, and you don't consider the possible challenges with that, you know, and you're like, oh, I just never thought about that. But anyway, so Aries, what are the messages for Aries? Come on, cards, tell me. Oh, sure. Absolutely, Marg. Hello. What's NN? For some reason, new NN. Where's NN? Oh, new. I don't know. North Node. Sorry. They're ready. You know, they're ready. So I'm going to look at these in a second. I'm going to cut them and lay them out for you, Aries. da da dee 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 dee. Ooh, I like it. I like it. Me likey. All right, let's turn these over. So I know why you're taking that pause now. There's some sort of confusion going on. You're not sure which way to go. I think that you're getting mixed messages, like you want to make sure the information you have is right. That's what that Four of Swords is about. You want to make sure you have the correct information, because there's a little bit of doubt there. There's a little bit of mystery to this. You feel like there's something unknown to you still in whatever this matter is, but we'll get to it right now. So the two cards that dropped out, and usually jumpers or time cards, and this is 19, which is a 10, which is a 1. 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. This pretty much says your struggles are over. You're worn, you're beat down, you're tired of this is the last line of defense here. Okay, the last line of defense. And but it's also the last challenge before you reach your goal. You know, this guy's worn right out. Look at the poor guy, you know, and you see the fire in the background, because fire, this is probably your energy, Aries. Fire can be very, very creative, but it can be very destructive too. And, you know, it's one of those things, is it worth fighting for? You're asking yourself at this time, you know, I don't know if this is worth fighting for. I just want to go home, kind of thing. The end of the battle. But he's still so determined, eh? You know, look how determined he is with his staff there, his last wand. And he's battle worn, he's beaten down, but yet you haven't won yet. And I mean, he's saying that to his enemy. You haven't won. You haven't beat me yet. So, and then there's the 10 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords is, you know, the end of this journey. I think it's the same thing. You know, it's battle. It's battle you're doing. You're finding out truth, you know, and you just can't defend yourself anymore. You're done with it. The good news about this is that this is kind of like, you know, being stabbed at the back, and not all at once, one at a time. And that's why he's so determined not to be beat, for one thing, and has had enough. You know, he's got all those daggers sharpened to a fine point. You come at me, you're going to get it now. I'm done with this, you know. And that Four of Swords, where he's sitting under that tree thinking about, okay, his position now. He's repositioning himself. That's what you guys are doing, repositioning yourself, because you're done with fighting and you're done with defending yourself. Done. Then you have another 10. This is the first card in your past. This is unloading your burdens. You're at the end of the journey. You've been carrying this stuff for a long time. And not just burdens, but responsibilities. It seems like you're carrying the whole load here. And that's another thing. You're like, I am tired of carrying the whole load for everybody. I'm not doing it anymore. And I can't. You know, you can't do that forever. So the good thing about that card is you're unloading your burdens. You're ready for something new. Because this, And, you know, part of it could be, you could be at an age where you're done with hard labor, like that kind of work. You might want a total new direction, something that's easier. You know, it's not so labor, it's not so physical, is another thing about that. It may not be a terrible ending. It's just it's just too much. It's too much in one way or the other for you to carry all this. It's either your age or you're so tired of carrying the load for everyone, you know? So the next card in your present is the Nine of Pentacles. This is a very independent card, going off on your own. I don't know if you're in a couple right now, and this doesn't mean that every couple is going to break up. But I mean, you know, you're thinking about yourself now, like not considering everyone else like you always have done. It's like, I'm going to think about me. What do I want now? I've been working hard all my life, or all this time, you know, working really hard. And now I want to think about what I would like to pursue, what I want to invest in, you know. And this is the 9. This is also a summing up of what you've been able to achieve with what you've been doing, what you've been working on so far. See all these pentacles carved in stone here? This is her mark. You know, she's left a mark or made a mark for herself. She's also got that, it's some sort of carrier pigeon, or because she's got the glove on. See how she's got the glove on? And this, you know, these are messengers, these birds, right? They send the message from one castle to another, or one land to another. And so they also bring messages back. You know, in that Game of Thrones show, they call it My Little Birds. All my little birds are out there telling me things about what's going on. And this is that, you know, I think this is a very independent, like you're kind of assessing what you've done and where you want to go now. I see this kind of connected to that 4 of Swords, that pause, you know. Do I like where this is going? Do I like where I'm going, where I'm heading, where I'm doing? And I said you wanted something new. You got the Fool. Brand new. Ready to take a leap of faith into something totally new. The Fool is all of us when we try something new, start a new job in a new field. You know, you're on the learning curve, start a new relationship, move to a new town. It's something you haven't done before there or with them or whatever. It's new. So we're the Fool because we're just learning, you know, we're just learning how to do this, or our way around this. And that's why it's the Fool. It's brand new. And all your cares are behind you. You know, all your cares and your worries are behind you. And you have the dog. Now, the dog is there. He's your alert. You know, dogs bark when someone's coming near. Dogs are a lot about security. Okay. And so he's there to help you pay attention, because you're not paying attention. You're ready to just walk off this cliff. You're like, do-de-do-de-do-de-do. And so the message here is you need to pay attention, you know, like here. Pay attention to where you're going. You're thinking about where you've been and all excited about, you know, the new adventure, but you are a smart cookie. You didn't get here by not paying attention. So don't just, you know, not that we do that, but sometimes we're not looking at the details, or we didn't ask all the questions, you know, and then you find out later, oh, well, no one told me that. I didn't know I'd be doing that. Oh, yeah, you know, we didn't tell you? Oh, well, yeah, you'll be doing that. It's like, oh, that's a whole new ball game, you know. It's something like that. It's like there are, you know, it just says pay attention, okay? That's what the dog's trying to tell you. Hey, bud, you're not really going to make us go there, are you? So your first card in your present, and your past is now or any time before now. It could still be happening right now, you know. Maybe you're just at the 10 where you're just unloading your burdens and you've decided that's it. Or maybe you're now at the Chariot, because this is your present and this is now till the end of the month, you know. This is, you know, this is that. This is getting getting the handle on the reins, focusing on where you're going, controlling, getting a hold of the steering wheel, being in control of where you're going. See, and this is what warns of that. This is a new adventure, but pay attention. And you are heading in the right direction. You know exactly where you're going, and this is full steam ahead, by the way. You could be moving. I get a sense you're moving because you've had 2 10s so far. You had 2 9s and 2 10s. So you're really at a wrapping up stage in your what's going on with you. Like, you're really, the 9s and the 10s are like the, you know, the wrapping up, the final challenge and assessment, and then you're done. You make your decision to do what you want to do, and you're going full steam ahead. The other thing is that the Chariot is a little bit about maintaining balance too while you're doing this, you know, everything in moderation kind of thing. It's, you know, don't drive all night, you know, without eating or drinking. It's that kind of thing. Like, make sure you're taking care of all aspects. There's success in this direction that you're going. The sun is shining behind you and lighting the way. This could indicate travel, going on a trip. I think you're moving because there's those 2 10s there. I'm pretty sure you're moving. And the Fool says you're off to something new. I think you're physically moving. Could be you have to travel to a new job. You know, maybe you're starting a new job and you need to travel to it. So there could be some travel, or maybe you travel for your job. You take care of a big territory or something like that. Okay. So, hey, don't start. I always get boiling hot when I get readings. I just like break out in a sweat kind of thing. So, your next card is the Moon. And this is where you're confused about something. Like, remember I said you kind of get going and you're like paying attention isn't just about your direction, but what is not being said, maybe. You know, it seems to be some sort of mystery going on here. And you don't know if you're coming or going. You've had a few cards now, that 4 of Swords, now the Fool, the Chariot, and this one. It's like, it seems like you have to really trust your instinct here, because what you're seeing isn't necessarily what's really going on. Like, there's something underlying the surface here that you're there's some sort of mystery going on, and you're aware of it. I think you're aware of it. It's like, you know, it's like one of those things that's something doesn't seem right. But you don't have to worry, because you have the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups, it has a couple of meanings too. It's the wish card, like wish fulfilled, wish granted. You're going to get what you desire, what you're going after here. Okay, this will get figured out. I think it has to do a lot with your balance, like you know, these check-ins that you do with yourself now, I think are a really good thing. It keeps you level, you know. It keeps you more in control, just more in control, you know, and not in a bad way, in a good way, where you're keeping an eye on everything. All right. But this, hey, I might have to bring her in here. Carmela, hey, come here, baby. Esta aquí. Sorry, I'm going to have to grab her or she's going to keep going. Come here. Get over here. Don't be bad. Come on. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm back. I just don't want her making all kinds of noise. Every time someone opens a door or anything, she's you stay right there. You're not going in there to bark. Out in the hall, they stay. Okay. So the other thing about the Nine of Cups is it's like being honored. Okay, see this guy? It's like he's about to be honored for what he's been able to achieve. This is not just a love card. This is also self-pride. You know, pride in oneself and what you've been able to achieve. There's a lot of respect for you. Also, maybe carrying on traditions. You know, see how he's looking up to that banner, and it's a place. You're in a place of honor. I don't think this is a relationship reading, to tell you the truth. I think it's a lot more with your achievements and goals and what you're trying to realize for yourself in your life right now. Where, Carmela, get back here. Where are you trying to get? Get back here. I said lay on that blanket. Go on. Lay down. Get over there. Go on. You're not in trouble. Come on. Oh, she's defiant. Hey, you get back here. You get back here. Little bugger. Stay right there. So, yeah, I think this is about your own achievement, your own pride, and where you've been able to get yourself. You could be promoted, you know. I get the feeling you may be promoted because this is really self-pride and loving yourself. Like, this guy is successful, you know, he's really successful. You're going to be successful in this new endeavor, whatever you're doing. I think it's something to do with your goals and achievements, maybe investments too, because of that Nine of Pentacles, eh? The first card in your future, which is the first week in March and thereafter, is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is about loss. It is about loss. It's an empty victory. It's one of these things where someone is right and someone is wrong. Someone feels defeated and is walking away from this. And you wonder, is it worth that? Losing this person in my life now? It could be a partnership, could be a family member. But I have a feeling you were close at one time, maybe really good friends. And now something's happened. The truth has come out. It's been laid out. And someone that's been proven wrong, but it doesn't feel good to be right in this particular circumstance, okay? Maybe it may be one of the reasons you're leaving, you know, someone's walking away. I don't think it's you. Or maybe you said to someone, you know, away with you. I don't want nothing more to do with you. Now that I know this, you know, that's a deal breaker. It's a deal breaker kind of thing. Okay. So, I don't know what you're doing, Aries, but you are really, really going somewhere. You got the Six of Wands next. This is being held in high regard. It's kind of like a promotion card. You know, he's sitting on the horse now. He doesn't have to walk with the rest of the guys anymore. He's favored. You also hold yourself in this high regard. You know, it's self-pride again. I think you're so happy with who you are now, where you're going, what you've been able to achieve. And it's not just material achievements, you know, what we've been able to learn along the way and who we've evolved to become, you know, and you're really, you're not not just proud of yourself, but you're well thought of by your peers. You know, they hold you in high regard. You're being celebrated. This is also more steps ahead toward, you know, I notice it's another horse too. You're on a horse here, you know, moving forward, you know, 2 cards of moving forward, heading in the right direction. You stay right there, little missy, you know. So there's some new stuff happening here. You got 3 nines. So there's a lot of things just wrapping up for you. The 9s are usually the change. Okay, you realize things are about to change, and then the 10 is when you kind of tie all the loose ends up and you're out of there. And you got your last card in your futures, the 3 of Cups, celebration. You know, the first one, the 9 of Cups, that's kind of about being proud of yourself, you know, what you have to offer. And this is celebrating with others. There's something to celebrate here. And obviously there is, because look at that. You're being recognized. You're being recognized. And you're off to wherever to celebrate. You know, I think part of it is because you've come out of this battle with your pride intact. Like, handling something truthfully is more challenging. It is. It's a harder road to go, but it is the right road. And the feeling you have when it's all said and done is irreplaceable. That you knew you behaved properly. You know, it's such a good feeling to come away from something saying, I did nothing wrong. I tried to do everything as best I could. You know, there's nothing like that feeling. And you're going to be recognized for that. Honored, in fact. Celebrated. There's a victory here. You know, and all 3 of these cards are victory cards, every single one of them. Carmela, don't even start because you'll be in trouble. All 3 of these cards in your future are victory cards. Victory. Not feeling great about your victory, but victory all the same. Victory. You know, being celebrated. Victory. Being celebrated. You know, you're the toast. You're the toast of the town. Looks like to me. The toast of the town. Like, wow, that is awesome, Aries. What a nice reading. You know, it looks rocky at first because you're going through you know, probably having to defend yourself, and for no reason. You know, you behaved properly. What are you talking about? I've been carrying all the responsibility here. How did I do anything wrong? You know, I've had to defend myself, even though I'm the one towing the line. You know, sure. Okay, fine. I'll drop the line. Good luck to you. Good luck with that line. You know, you may have to put I don't think in what you were doing, you were being appreciated, you know, for what you were. You may have been working with people that were not operating on a good level. You know, there was side deals or secrets, or it could have been stealing, all kinds of things. And they tried to drop it in your lap, and you're like, no. No. But it doesn't matter. You're coming through it on top. You're coming through it on top. Just behave correctly, okay? And it says, watch. You go, like, you are the fool on this new one, but you still got to pay attention, because there's some sort of trickery. This is trickery. There's some sort of trickery going on here. The dogs, again, are trying to warn you. See, second time, dogs are trying to warn you. Ooh, there's, woo, don't go. Woo. What are the messages for Aries? What are the messages for Aries? End of February, beginning of March, 2/19. Tell me, what are the messages for Aries? So, come on, cards. Jeez, I can't make it happen, you know. They just, it's when they're ready. Usually it's when I get gabbing and they're like, okay, shut up. Oh, you got two here. Oh, that's all right. So, like I said, people think fondly of you. You're well respected, even though the people that you're dealing with back here, they're shifty. I'm going to tell you, they're shifty. But the people who really know you, like, you're really well respected, either in your career, in your community, or something. This is and this is a meeting, of some sort of a business meeting, so, or a partnership. Okay. Also, the other thing too is here, someone is probably envying you, and that's why the dogs are trying to warn you. There's some sort of jealousy or envy going on here, and because people that don't operate on that honest, straightforward plane, things come a lot harder to them, you know, eventually. It might come easy while you're doing your trickery, but it comes around eventually. It comes around to bite you in the ass, you know. That's what it's going to do. So that's what I'm always careful of. You steal, you'll get stolen from at some time when it's totally not convenient, you know. It bites you in the ass. You know, here's a perfect example. My girlfriend and I went to the casino last week, and I had to go to the bathroom right away as soon as we got in the door. And she goes, "Oh, there's a wheelchair bathroom right as soon as you walk in the door." And I said, "No, I can't use that." And she goes, "Go ahead. There's nobody using it. Like, go ahead." And I go, "Oh, well, okay." And I ran in, and wouldn't you know it, when I was in there, someone was trying to get in that was in a wheelchair. I felt horrible. And so when I was finished and I opened the door to leave, something in the door caught my coat and ripped a big hole in it. And all these feathers were coming out all over the place. And I said to myself, that's what I get. That's what I get for, I said to myself, no, I shouldn't. And I shouldn't have. I should have walked another 30 feet or whatever to the other bathroom. So I know that's a little example of that behaving properly, you know, and that ripping the coat was to tell me, Lynn, what are you doing using the bathroom that's not for you? Hi, you. Love seeing you again, trying harder. Another 9. You're right. I love how you guys are paying attention. Love that. Okay, Aries. What are from my Aries? I have a lot of friends, very dear friends that are Aries. I like Aries. They're very creative. You're very creative. I like how the beyond thought Aries have too. They're very deep. You know, I love having deep conversations with Aries people because you know, we can really delve into something. It's so interesting. Well, thank you, darling. I'm glad you're here too. Whoops. Oh, here's your cards. Another 10. Another 10. Yeah, you're going to be having words with someone. And, you know, this is the thing. I think you're going to lay it out on the line. I think you're going to lay it on the table. You may have to defend yourself here. Someone's trying to cause trouble in your life. Okay, so let's take them in threes. Right there. So you got the Ace of Spades, the Jack of Diamonds, and the King of Hearts. It looks like there could be some bad news coming in about a blue-eyed man or someone who's very close to your heart. It's a man for sure. Not a death, but also I think you could be walking away. This could be your partner. This could be the end of a friendship, because this is also like a friend, right? But it's someone close to you, and it's either the end of the relationship or there could be something's coming to an end. It's not directly beside the person, so I don't think it's their end. I think you're going to get news that something has ended for them. It's a big loss, okay? The next cards you get are the Six of Hearts, the Jack of Hearts, and the Ace of Hearts. So it's funny, you know, that Ace of Spades is closing a door. It's you're done with something. Like so many of your cards said here with those 10s. You're done. And then door opening, Ace of Hearts. So this is steps toward something you love. You could be, I think you're getting a new home for sure. And Ace represents the home, the heart, the family. The Jack of Hearts is usually Cupid, something that touches your heart. It touches your heart. This is steps in a direction that is emotional. Like there's something you're doing here. You know, I wonder if you're on some sort of a spiritual, because this looks like, to me, you also might be moving closer to someone or closer to family. You might be moving closer to family. Maybe your kids, your grandkids, your parents. I think it's moving closer to family. You may have moved away to pursue whatever you were pursuing here before, and now you're like, I'm done with that. I'm because even the Fool, it's like he's going back. You know, you're going back, okay? And that Six of Hearts is sometimes the past. Like, I think you might be going back home is kind of one that looks like to me, all right? And then your last three is the Eight of Spades, the Jack of Spades, and the 10 of Spades. This is your fourth 10. You might be moving, and then you move again, in fact, okay? Remember that. Remember I said that. So you may be moving back home or back to somewhere that's familiar, somewhere that means something to you, that's close to your heart. Could be like the old family, whatever. Anyway, and so you may have to live there for a couple of months or something like that, and then you're going to move into your own place. So there could be a two-step process, all right? So these three cards here, this is you're going to have words. This could be an argument or putting someone in their place, coming out, laying it down. This is laying it down. You know, and someone that's trying to cause trouble in your world, and you're going to put sometimes this 10 is it seems like an unpassable barrier, like a hurdle that is impossible. Right now it's in the mind. It's like, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. It's kind of how you're feeling, how you're thinking, how you make, because it's a real problem. This could be a relative too, as well. This could be a youngster, dark eyes. Doesn't have to be dark eyes, but he's trouble. He's in trouble. She is in trouble. Lots of kids are these days. There's like there's more trouble out there to be offered to them than there are good things. You know, there's not a lot of great things for youth offered to them out there. But anyway, this could be a youngster in trouble, and you may have to, I wonder if it's one of the reasons you're going back is to help. Because it seems like there could be trouble back home. You might need to go and help in some way. And in some way, you might think that's where I belong. That's where I belong. Really? Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad. This isn't anything you can't handle. Again, the 10 is change. Like you're done with all this old stuff. You know, I don't want to say a new you, but it's a new way. You are not allowing bullshit anymore. I don't normally swear, but it's kind of it's really what it is. You know, you're not allowing, you know, a perfect example is, you know, I love using my mother as an example. But I remember being out with her one time, and someone came and sat at our table, and they started talking about Frances or some woman. And it was in the Legion. You know, my mom was a big Legionnaire. She was a veteran. And so this woman came over, this busybody, to talk about, you know, someone else. And my mother said to her, she said, stop. I really like her. And I don't feel that way about her at all. So I don't want to listen to it. Don't talk that way about her to me. And she stopped her right in her tracks. And the woman was kind of like, oh, you know. And so she goes, oh, I didn't know. And she kind of made a couple fluffed excuses and left. But, you know, I realized my mother, because she'll go and tell other people, now that woman, can you believe that she said that? You know, but what she did was kind of stop that. I don't want people gossiping to me. She hated gossip. Don't tell me, sit here and talk to me about something unless it's, you know, something we can do. I don't want to, gossip's a big waste of time, she used to say, and I don't want to hear it. And I loved that. And that took a lot of courage, you know, to say to somebody, I don't want to hear it. I really like her, and I don't want to hear anybody talking bad about her. It's falling on deaf ears. I was just like, whoa. But that's that kind of example. That's how you're operating. And come to think of it, my mother was an Aries. My mother was an Aries. Come to think of it. And that's the way you're operating now. You're like, I don't see how this is productive in any way. You're just putting a stop right to it, politely, you know, with grace. And that's why you're so well thought of, you know, respected in the community, considered someone, you know, people may come to talk to you to get advice on how to handle something because they you know, they never seen anybody operate like you operate. They're like, wow, this is wow, I want to be like that, you know. And people don't come and try and pull bullshit on someone that ain't gonna, it's gonna stop it right there. That's what that motion is about. Talk to the hand, you know. It's like, keep your crap out there. I don't want it touching me. I don't, you know. And when I used to work at a place where there was a lot of heavy emotions, toxicity, and stuff like that, sometimes after, I used to call it someone vomited on me, all their awful stuff. They just, ugh. So I'd go in my office and I wouldn't have any smoke or anything. I would just like, ugh, get that stuff off me. Yuck. You know, negative Nelly. So you are operating from a totally different perspective than the people you were around. You heard enough of it. You dealt with it enough. You know, I can't stand it a minute longer, you know. And you're more in control of your new venture, your new direction, way more in control, because look at her. You know, she's strong. Also, see how she's wearing white, you know, that's purity. And that's that honesty operating from a good foundation, you know. Like, how can I expect people to act properly when I'm not? So this is purity. You're going to be the example. You know, you're going to be the example that other people want to be like. You know, you're really heading in such a beautiful direction. So now I can talk. That's it for all you Aries that are just here for the reading. That's about it, darlings. I do want to say thank you so much for liking, sharing, subscribing to my channel. I love all your comments. I love talking to all of you, everyone. There's so many nice people out there in the world, and I'm just glad to know you. Thank you so much. I'm going to open it up to a couple of questions. I've got about 15 minutes to do some questions before I actually have a personal reading. So, my darlings. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Politics. Cool. Does anyone have any questions? I will take a few questions if you want to donate. The super chat is on too. Just putting all these cards away randomly in the pile, and then I'll shuffle them again. And I can take cards from either the playing cards or the tarot. Would the Nine of Cups refer to a new tradition, considering all the new energy in the spread? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because he's looking up at that banner. You know, see the banner? And again, like a lot of this is said, you're done with the old ways. You know, that you're done with that way. It isn't working. You never liked it. And now you're officially in a position to walk away from it. But yeah, certainly new traditions. I'll tell you, the way you behave in this situation is going to put you in high regard. People are going to be talking about you and how you behaved so well in this situation. Look at that. You know, this just fell out. This is a time card. 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months. This is your focus. You're going to invest yourself. You know, the 5 of Diamonds is investing yourself. You've decided. When you're at the 4 of Diamonds, you're undecided. I'm not sure what I should invest in, but the 5 has decided. It's going to put all his energy into this, you know, whatever this is. What you've decided what you want to invest in. For those who were wondering, it just jumped out. Been ghosted by someone who I spoke my truth to. Will that person return, or all the 10 showing otherwise? You know, just from my perspective, not even the cards yet, I would say no, they will not return. If anything, you would have to speak to them down the lines, 3 months, 6 months. For one thing, that person probably is carrying shame because they didn't have the balls to just speak to you and say, I'm sorry, I'm not interested, or it's not what I want right now, or whatever. There's a complication with the whole thing. If they don't have the gumption to stand up to you and be a man or a woman or whatever, a person, they probably ain't going to. You're going to have to be the one. And if you let them off the hook from that, you're letting them off the hook. You know, be careful with that stuff, letting people off the hook. Make people stand up for themselves. Make them. And don't let them off the hook. I will draw a card for you. So, Alice, will this ghoster come back to Alice? Will the ghoster come back to Alice? I think of ghosting too as players. That's what a player does, if you ask me. Come on, what's the card for Alice? What's going to happen? That's way too many. I'm going to take that one. And sometime when ghosting happens, they're already seeing somebody else. That's why they can't talk to you, because they're trying to show this person that they're, where did I put it? Did I pick it up? Yes, I did. Okay, 2 of diamonds. So 2 of diamonds is a partnership. It's a meeting. It could be one of you's coming back, but I think that you're going to have to make the investment, because I'm telling you, if they couldn't even let you down easy, they didn't have the backbone. They're probably not going to have the backbone to make the call and apologize and all that. They just, no backbone is no backbone, you know? Okay, hold on. High Priestess, could you please see if the situation I'm in regarding an ex and my son will go in my favor or not? Please and thank you. High Priestess. High Priestess. Will it go in your favor for the High Priestess, and my ex and my son will go in your favor? Okay. Cards, what do you have to say for High Priestess and her situation with her ex and her son? Ex and your son will go in her favor. This is a blue or green-eyed man. He's mature. He's very serious. Almost too serious. I don't know if this is your ex, this card. This person is so much about the rules all the time. It's the rules, the rules, the rules. You know, and rules are good, but there is so much gray area, you know, that it's hard to reason with someone who's all about the damn rules. That's what I think. There's middle ground. There's always a middle ground, and there's more than one right answer to any solution. Ah. Mm-hmm. This very much could be a narcissist. It's a person who thinks he's right, okay? And it is a man. We got a couple here. We got a couple. This could answer for a couple of people, depending on what it says. I like to take them in threes. Okay, well, you're good. It's going to come out in your favor. The 9 of Hearts is here, but there's some trouble. There's some trouble. Could be with what you're investing in, what you've been working on. There's some sort of trouble. Like, you're going to get over. You can work through this trouble, though. Okay, it's something that can be worked through. And I'm going to tell you, in court, when you show a judge that you're trying to work, like trying to solve this, you're willing to do mediation. And when you show a judge that and the other person isn't, he will favor you, because they're all about mediating. Let's try and work this out. That's what a judge does, right? Was that in the middle? I think they were at the end. So this is a win. This is it's in your favor. This is the end to the situation. This is achieving your goal, and a celebration of some sort, a nice gathering to celebrate after. So that's really good. And then the other is that there's jealousy between these two women. One could be a widow, or she was like scorned. She was jilted. So she's very sour, negative, backstabber. This woman is about truth, fairness, honesty, getting things rolling. So I think that this woman could be jealous over this woman. She could have very dark eyes, be black, Hispanic, something like that. This woman is like brown or hazel-eyed, could be any hair color, any skin color. But there's a rivalry going on between these two women. Okay, that's what I see. So where was my other lady? There was another lady. Doesn't work in your area. Oh, okay. Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you. And I appreciate it. Good morning. Good morning, Moonchild. Aw, Slayton sending good vibes your way. I just love how everybody's so connected on my channel. I love that, I really believe in the circle. Really believe. Because, I like that idea of we're all a spoke in the wheel. And everybody is equally important. No matter what your job is, you're needed. And because when you take one spoke out, the wheel does not operate properly. And you didn't really realize you needed that spoke, how important it was until it's not there, And the wheel starts, it starts to get a warp in it and stuff. So it's just a teaching about how we're all so equally important. Good morning, darling. So anyway, I do have to go, my darlings. I have a personal reading in 15 minutes that I need to get cleared and all that for. I love talking to you all this morning. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. It's free and you don't get nuisanced, and it really helps me with my advertisers. And if you have to watch those advertisements, why shouldn't they pay, you know? Also, if you want a personal reading, you can email me at tinkertarotreadings@gmail.com, or I'm on Facebook as Tinker Tarot, or I'm on Skype as Tinker Tarot. I'm on WhatsApp as Tinker Tarot. I'm even on Instagram and stuff, but you know what? I can't get the knack of that Instagram. I am not into it. I got really frustrated with it, and I don't think I put a darn thing up there. I don't know. It's something I don't like about it. I don't know what, but sorry. You're welcome, darling. You guys have a good day. I'm going to be back on later on. I got one more to do, and that is Libra. Libra is my very last one of my lives. After this, I won't be able to do live for quite a while because Sherry's moving. And my place just sucks, like for that. Just sucks. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. Happy Friday. TGIF.